Thank you for joining On the Porch. I'm State Representative Jane Garibay, and today we are going to talk to Santo Galatioto, a social studies teacher from Windsor Locks. Santo has been a teacher for 16 years, and he has taught high school and middle school social studies. It's been a personal goal of his to help students be more civic-minded and involved in their community. He helps plans trips to Washington and different historical places around Windsor Locks and out of state, hoping to encourage students to be more passionate leaders. He not only teaches civic engagement, but he practices it. He is constable and a justice of peace in his town. Welcome, Santo.
Hi, thanks for having me, Jane.
So glad to have you today. Your passion for your students and history and social studies just oozes. So I'm really excited to talk to you about it today. So just to give some background, what made you become a social studies teacher?
So I think for me, becoming a social studies teacher was a product of, great social studies teachers that I had in the past who, really made social studies and civics come to life and helped me get more involved in my community.
Right. And did you know early on that's what you wanted to do, or did it evolve?
Not really. My mom was a third grade teacher for most of my life. And, while I had teaching in the back of my mind, there were definitely, I went into college thinking I was going to be a lawyer. And then, when I got, into college, I realized that teaching definitely had more rewards, at least for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. So, we've met over at the school and now with COVID and everything, but you just had a special student win a special award. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. Yeah, we were lucky enough. I'm one of the advisors for student council at the middle school, and we gave Isabella Cannon the Windsor Locks Student Council Student Leadership Award this year. And what struck us about Isabella was her just ability to lead. I met Isabella last year on our trip to Washington, D.C. And, she was such a remarkable young lady who really had a passion for leading and, really commanded respect, and her peers really saw her as a leader.
Mm-hmm. And do you see more young people becoming more involved? I know through COVID, I feel like I've met more young people, reaching out and just doing the things.
Yeah, I think, this is a great time for students to get involved, especially now that it's summer too. I've had a bunch of students reach out to me and, find out how they can be more activists for their community. I think with everything going on politically and socially in America, it's a really exciting time for students who want to be involved and who really have a passion for a community involvement.
Right. And do you have other clubs at school that help with that?
Sure. So, social studies, we do a great job at the middle school of promoting, students getting involved. We have one of our biggest clubs is History Club. And in History Club, students plan a school-wide, town-wide Heritage Day that focuses on Windsor Lock history and focuses on the people of Windsor Locks, the places, and events in Windsor Lock history. So that's one of the things we have. Student council is another way students get involved in their community. And then there's just, spatterings of students throughout the school who have their own clubs and organizations outside of school. The Boy Scouts of America, the Girl Scouts, and different, organizations that they belong to or that they're starting up that, are passionate to them.
Right. But it's the middle school history club has a huge number of kids, because I went to the old train station.
Sure, right.
And they had like a kickoff, and they've donated thousands of dollars too that they've raised, right?
Yeah. So Eric Knickerbocker, one of the social studies teacher at the middle school, he really made it his goal and vision, having family from Windsor Locks, to save the historic train station, and they've raised over $10,000 for the train station to, the revitalization of, downtown and the train station. And they really see it as a passionate project of theirs to, keep this historic, place alive.
but there were like over 30 students there. It's a large club, which I wouldn't have thought of if you had put history club would not have been what I thought would be attracting kids, but it is in Windsor Locks, and it's really cool.
It really is. I've been in Windsor Locks now this will be my 4th year, and it's amazing to see so many students care so much about local history and the people and the places that make their town so important. Really, there's over 100 kids in the club, and that year you came, there were 30 active seniors. But it's amazing to see what the kids do. They go out, they get sponsorships from local businesses in the community. They talk to, veterans. They talk to people who have had a stake in the history for so many years through the Dexter Plaza, or, who had businesses on the local downtown Main Street. And they just, find ways to implant themselves into the community and help the community.
Right. And you've had great leadership because Ella Grasso came from Windsor Locks, the first female governor, and she was a state rep, I believe, and a long history. And I went 2 years ago to your Heritage Day, and it was impressive. And it was really cool to see all the people that lived in Windsor Locks and did these great things. And I was walking with Peggy Sayre, who used to be the state rep. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh my God, Peggy, there you are, and she remembered being interviewed for it and the work that the kids do. So that's something unique that I haven't seen. Not every place does that, because you have people famous in baseball, all these different things that I was like, wow.
Yeah.
This year it was canceled, right?
Yeah, it was canceled, due to the pandemic and everything going on. But, even from the start of the year, we had so many students involved and, willing to step up and help and organize. So hopefully, we don't know what this year is going to look like, but hopefully we can still continue in some way to have the students be involved and have them to continue to do the work that they love to do.
Yeah, that's really incredible. Is there anything else you'd like to leave us with?
No, I just thank you as a state rep for all that you do for the students, for the school, for the community. Sometimes, the jobs we do are thankless, and it's so nice to know that, as a teacher, that we have, people on our side and people willing to help the students.
Yeah, well, it takes leadership too. Students do need that. And I'm amazed at what teachers do. I thought for a while I wanted to be a teacher, but then as I grew, I switched different ideas. I wanted to be a translator at, the United Nations, and you go through these different things. But a teacher sometimes does appear to be thankless. And I think during COVID, with parents having to home teach, they've learned a little bit more about what teachers do. And they've also had the support of teachers. I mean, it's really hard to be a teacher. You have to learn all this technology, and do, which for me, that is not my strength, technology. And so for the teachers and working with the parents, you guys have really stepped up to the plate even more than what you normally do.
You.
And people I talked are very appreciative. So we thank you.
That's fantastic.
And
thank you.
So take care and keep that passion. I love it.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
See you soon.
See you soon. Thank you.
Yes, thank you to our guests, and thank you to Win TV, Jenny and Howard, and thank you all for tuning in. I hope to see you all next week with another exciting and informative On the Porch. Thank you, Santo.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.